So during our time in Phuket, we stayed in an area called Patong, which was just on the west coast. It was quite close to a lot of the main attractions, such as the Big Buddha and some of the beaches. So in Patong town centre, one of the main anchor points is the Jungsilon shopping centre, which, as you'd expect, has restaurants, shops, and places where you can buy groceries. Also, the town centre itself is quite lively at night. There's restaurants and massage places and places where you can buy drugs. We were also quite close to Patong Beach and Bangla Street. The weather unfortunately wasn't very good for the beach. However, Bangla Street was quite interesting because there was a lot going on there, including the purchase of very expensive handbags at very low prices, if you know what I mean. And there were a lot of dealers selling all sorts of stuff. It was a very lively area at night, and some may feel uncomfortable here, but it was actually quite pleasant. It wasn't too bad. So in this video, we're going to go through an itinerary of things that you can do when the weather is not so good in Phuket. Dotted around Phuket, there are quite a few elephant sanctuaries, and there was one quite close to our resort. And it's really good if you want to spend some time feeding and interacting with these really intelligent creatures. It may not be comfortable for some, but the elephants are really well fed, and it looks like they're well taken care of. If you want to go out on a day trip in Phuket, it's worth hiring a driver and exploring some of the main sites, such as this Brahma Elephant Shrine, which is quite a religious place of worship for locals, and it has all these statues of elephants in different materials, and it also has really great view of the coast. Again, we didn't really get very good weather. You'll also find portraits of the King and Queen of Thailand, and the whole area is quite nice to explore if the weather's really good. The Big Buddha is a must-see in Phuket. However, it was actually closed when we were there, so this is the best view we got. However, the surrounding area is really nice. You're up high on the mountain, so you get a really good view of the surrounding scenery. Phuket Old Town is a place of real character. It's got these really colourful buildings and marketplaces where you can buy clothes and stuff. And some of the buildings are really nicely decorated, so you can get some real good photo shoots. So if you want massive sensory overload, you can go to Carnival Magic, which is just north of Patong, near Kamala Beach. This is like a theme park which has loads of lights and colours, and it's almost like the Disneyland of Thailand. And there's loads of attractions here, namely the most popular one is the world's largest popcorn maker. Also, very much like Disneyland, the parades are also very popular. They happen every half an hour to 1 hour, and they have all these different floats coming out with different animals and different acrobatics, and they entertain the kids and the adults, and yeah, it's all a good bit of fun. However, it can get a bit much, and then it does get very tiring. Also, just one last thing, if you think you can get some respite in the toilets, yeah, think again. Finally, this one is needless to say, but if you're staying in quite a nice resort with some spa facilities, they're worth checking out. For instance, I got an Indian head massage here, which was actually much better than some of the Indian head massages that you get in India, ironically. And we had some really nice pool facilities that we made use of, and it's a good way to chill out, especially if the weather's not that good for the beach. So we hope you enjoyed this bad weather itinerary for Phuket, and we'll see you in the next one.